Please be seated.
That's a wonderful prompt to remind everybody to turn off their mobile phone, if you don't mind. No more embarrassing moments. Hagwini Ushla, Tofalt More Gulair, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. You're so welcome on this rather miserable autumnal evening in Dublin in between the showers. Hopefully you didn't get too wet coming in, but you can all relax now. You're here. Everything is organised and you have such a warm welcome here. We're going to enjoy these next few hours together. So we welcome all our new members to our home here, the home of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland in 6 Kildare Street. And we welcome your guests, and we know some guests will have travelled very far from across the country, but outside the country and outside our continent here in Europe. And we'd especially like to welcome those who've made such long journeys, perhaps for the first time coming to Ireland to be with their family, whom they're very proud of. We also want to acknowledge that for some people, this might be the first in-person graduation or ceremony. And I know that's extra special if you've been at the other side of a screen where somebody is saying congratulations. So through the week, at our various ceremonies, we have 285 new members joining our college from 23 different countries. And we're delighted to meet you all here today and your guests. So you may have noticed coming into the building, apart from getting out of the rain, what a beautiful building it is. It certainly adds to our ceremony, and we're very proud of it, as you will be. It's part of our heritage, and it nurtures our heritage. We've actually attained an accredited museum status for our collections and how we manage our heritage. And we feel ourselves dedicated to caring for that, for all of our collections that span decades and centuries. With that and that richness, we've ambitious plans to grow our museum and to open up that rich heritage, which we open up at various times during the year, Culture Week, Culture Night and Heritage Week and other occasions, but to open it as a public museum into the future years. And as you've seen all around you, there are portraits, there are sculptures, and there are other items that reflect our central role in the history of medicine, both in Ireland and abroad. And today you join the ranks and join all of us on your lifelong journey and your career through medicine. So it's an exciting moment in your careers, one that you've earned through your hard work, your determination and dedication, as well as the support of those who are here and those who are elsewhere thinking about you on this occasion. So well done. And now, before declaring the ceremony of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland open, may I introduce the platform party. Dr. Aoife Broderick is here, Chair of the MRCPI Trainee Health and Wellbeing Committee, Professor David Kearns, Fellow of the College, Professor James O'Neill, Director of Professional Affairs of the Institute of Medicine, Dr. Owen O'Correen, Associate Dean of Examinations of the Faculty of Paediatrics, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Professor Mary Higgins, Treasurer of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Professor Trevor Duffy, Director of Healthcare Leadership at the College. And our mace bearer this evening is Mr. Dennis Galvin. And I'm Dr. Joan Power. I'm an elected Fellow and Censor of the College of Physicians of Ireland. So this formally is a meeting of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland for the purpose of conferring membership, which I now declare open. With your permission, President, I will now proceed with the conferring ceremony.
Please proceed, Joan.
So I'm going to start by asking Professor Trevor Duffy to address the new members.
So I don't know what that says about the museum. It's great to see you all. It's great to be here, isn't it? Do you want to give your family and friends down the back a big round of applause? Let's start out as... So I'm here from the Department of Healthcare Leadership, and I'll try and explain over the next couple of minutes why that's important and what it means to you. But first, we really do want to congratulate you on your day today. There isn't a single person on the panel up here who isn't just a little bit jealous of you. We can all remember our own membership. And similarly, there isn't a single person on the panel who isn't somewhat proud of you also. We like to think we've had a hand in one way or another in your career progress to date. So we really do enjoy these sessions. I'm reminded, though, looking at you, of my own journey through medicine, and I've been particularly reminded lately, my two daughters just started college, and one of them is in medicine. And the speed with which they've made friends over the first week of college is just amazing, particularly my daughter in medicine. And it brings back the community that this profession gives you. And it's kind of unique. I don't think there's any other profession that achieves the same sense of brotherhood, to use a word that might not be judicious. And when thinking about it, I think perhaps the reason for that is automatically when you start out on day one in college, you know what you're about. Like, there's no doubting. You might not be able to put it in words, but we do have a shared sense of purpose and a shared set of values. And that's what's got you here today. This is probably the third stage, I think, in your career. You have leaving cert to medical school, which is kind of the baby steps, and then you become interns, and it all changes. And there's nothing like it for the speed with which you grow up. I mean, I think you can all cast your minds back to difficult nights on call when, as a fresh-faced 20-something-year-old, you're holding the hands of an 80-year-old man who's dying at the end stages of COPD, nothing to be done, but you're the only one there to give them comfort. And nobody could ever prepare you for that, but you've got through it. And now you're sitting at your membership, and your membership it's really important to understand it's not just an exam. You could be forgiven for thinking this college is a transactional process. You pass the membership, you apply for training, you get your training, you get your certificate, and you go on your way. It's not. The key is in the phrase, it's your membership. You've now got the keys to your professional home. And you might be a trainee for 10 years, but you'll be a member of this college and a doctor for the next 40 years. And we hope you'll actually be a member of this college till the day you finally die. This college is here to support you through your whole career. And it does that through that sense of family, brotherhood, collegiality that we're all so lucky to enjoy. So when you have dark times in the future, and you will have them, I've no doubt you've had them over the years already, remember that the college is here for you, and we have a responsibility to you. But remember also that it's your college, and the college will only survive on the back of your efforts. So do your utmost, maybe not now, maybe 10 years, but do your utmost when you feel ready to get involved. Okay? So I'll leave it at that, and I'll hand you over to the rest of the ceremony, and enjoy the day.
Thank you very much, Trevor. And before we formally admit you all as members, I'm delighted to ask Dr. Aoife Broderick to address you as well.
Thank you, President, Fellows and members. As an SPR and Chair of the RCPI Trainee Health and Wellbeing Committee, it is my honour, my privilege and my duty to represent you and to work on your behalf with the College to improve the quality of our medical education and of the training that we receive. I am sincerely delighted to be here in person today to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable accomplishment of achieving membership of this college. It was not too long ago that I was sitting in your place, and it is still fresh in my memory the number of hours and months and years of hard work and efforts that go into reaching this goal. The effort you put into your life, all the sacrifices you made, today they have paid off, and you should be just proud of yourself and your accomplishments. As members of the RCPI, you have distinguished yourselves as the brightest and best physicians of your generation. You stand apart as the group of doctors who will lead the profession for the generation to come. Your graduation today leads you one step closer to specialisation in your field of interest and towards being a leader within our healthcare service. And it also marks a significant milestone in your career progression and your success. Today must be a joyful day, a day of celebration to share with your family and your friends and peer fellows. But please remember, this is not just an end, it is also a turning point. From now on, you will have a shared responsibility in shaping our profession, deciding its evolution, and supporting and being the active creator of all the necessary progress to serve at the best of our possibilities, this country, and all the needs of the citizens at the most vulnerable points in their lives. You will have the moral duty to put the talents and skills you have proven through many challenges and adversity to teach and to guide your junior colleagues, and to ensure that they achieve and maintain the same high standards of clinical and academic excellence that you yourselves have demonstrated. In this room, we all know that these exams are not easy, and many of us were tested to our own very limit, but they are a goal worth achieving. So please, guide your fellow doctors to the same success you now so deservedly enjoy. I am delighted to see that so many of you have brought your friends and family along today. The support of your beloved ones has gotten you here, and sharing and rejoicing with you for your success is the highest form of love and also of teamwork. Finally, now that the exams are over, you no doubt have some spare time on your hands. I would suggest you use this period to take stock of your achievement and to think what direction you would like your career to take. With that little bit of extra time you might have, I'd also invite you and encourage you to join us in the Trainees Committee in working with RCPI to bring about positive changes that will benefit you and also benefit the doctors who follow in your footsteps. I'm sure over your engagement so far with the college, you've all seen what works well, but potentially things that we could also improve upon. Now that you have both the insight and the authority to make a change, I really urge you all to work with me to keep making this college a better place for trainees, so that we can be proud to be members of this noble institution, proud of the fact that we can be part of receiving and providing world-class medical training, proud of the fact that we will always strive for better, I'm proud of the fact that we in this room are constantly working to safeguard the healthcare of the people of Ireland. Congratulations once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Aoife, for those very encouraging words. So well earned. So I'm going to ask our licentiate members-elect to stand, please. Thank you very much. And in your package, you have the declaration that you're going to read with me now, that you make as becoming members of the college. I do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise that I will observe and obey the statutes, bylaws and regulations of this college relating to members, and will submit to such penalties as may be lawfully imposed for any neglect or infringement of them, including the erasure of my name from the list of members and the surrender of my diploma of membership received from the college. I further promise and declare that I will, to the best of my ability, do all things in the practice of my profession for the honour of the college and the good of the public. I further promise and declare that I will not keep open shop for the sale of medicines, or endeavour to obtain practice or to attract public notice by any unworthy means. Neither will I either permit or sanction the use of my name by any other person for such purpose or in connection with any secret remedy. And in the case of any doubt relative to the true meaning of this engagement, I promise to submit to the judgment of the College. I now call upon the President, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, to formally admit the new licentiates and members-elect collectively to membership of the College.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as President, I hereby admit you individually and collectively as licentiates and members of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Congratulations to each of you. Well done.
So congratulations to our new members. You may all be seated, and I will ask each member to come forward and receive your parchment from the President as your name is called. Sarah Mohammed Ali Hajri, General Medicine. Mohammed Shahzad Awan, General Medicine. Maeve Julia Clark, General Medicine. Lindsay Cook, General Medicine. Daniel John Coyle, General Medicine. Gina Dennehy, General Medicine. Aoife Doyle, General Medicine. Arwa Nouri El-Bouli, General Medicine. Safia Babikar Mustafa El-Sikh, General Medicine. Fian Fulua Fabamwa, General Medicine. Sida Shamila Fatima, General Medicine. Veronica Faye Watt, General Medicine. Mary Teresa Kavanagh, General Medicine. Awaz Taib Khalili, General Medicine. Muhammad Shadab Aslam Khan, General Medicine. Shi Teek Lee, General Medicine. Roisin MacDonald, General Medicine. Ciara McGrath, General Medicine. Ronan McLernan, General Medicine. Ellen Mooney, General Medicine. Rita Neves, General Medicine. Sarah Jane O'Riordan, General Medicine. Amy Phelan, General Medicine. Anisa Mahomed Salim Solwa, General Medicine. Connor Stapleton, General Medicine. Thomas John Talbot, General Medicine. Mohammed Ashan Tariq, General Medicine. Suad Mohammed Mahmoud Atala, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Gul-e Hina Faisal, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Alina Kolesnikova, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Nawal Alman Mustafa Mohammed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Evangeline Morris, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Tanuki Emanuela Oguntuasa, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Nazia Parveen, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Niall Carey, Pediatrics. Luke James Fletcher, Pediatrics. Brian Fox, Pediatrics. Evangela Fragkuli, Pediatrics. Asad Iqbal, Pediatrics. Sarah Jennings, Pediatrics. Sarah Kearns, Pediatrics. Aman Ismail Abdulrahman Mohammed, Pediatrics. Ahmed Nawaz, Pediatrics. Favor Ofelmi Ojo, Pediatrics. Rachel Jane Swanwick, Pediatrics. Emily Tan Chiowei, Pediatrics. And Maeve Tobin, Pediatrics. And in absentia, in the specialty of general medicine, Aisha Nazir, Mohammed bin Norden, Aum Ibrahim Mobak Osman, Abu Bakr bin Rostam, Taser Abdelhadi Abdel Basit Mohammed Saeed, Mohammed Adnan Sarwar, Shah Mohammed Alam Sharif, Raymond Raj Supramanin, Ayesha Tariq, Teo P. Shin, Hasib Ur Rehman, So Zin Yin, Adil Hussein Alisid Hussain, Sharif Mohammed Shehata Zanati, and May Shalila Mohammed Ahmed. In obstetrics and gynecology, Humaira Sultana Niazi, Mawash Pasha, Madina El Tayyab Radwan, Aram Saeed, Lalita Vivek Savaskar, Arfin Shumail, Jamila Siddiquail, Mayessa Hassan Taglid, Menka Verman, and in pediatrics, Shayesta. Congratulations to you all. And I'm now delighted to call on one of our new members, Mohammed Shazad Adwan, to address you on behalf of the college.
Thank you, President, fellows, and members. It is a great pleasure to join you in celebrating this milestone today. I came to Ireland last year on the CPSP HSC training program starting as an SHO in July. The beginning was tough as I adjusted to a new system, but soon after I began my MRCP journey, I cleared Part 1 in August, Part 2 in October, and with the support of colleagues and mentors, I passed the clinical exam this May. What has stood out throughout is how supportive and encouraging the consultants have been. It is right on an occasion like this to thank those who have supported us. First, the college and the fellows and members with whom we work, our registrars, SPRs, and consultants who have guided us from our earliest days as students to preparing for exams and beyond. Second, our patients who so generously allow us to learn from them, even sitting up in the bed to share their stories and let us examine them without questioning why their doctors still seem to be doing exams. Third, our families and friends who must by now be wondering how many more exams are left. Their constant support carries us as we move from job to job, hospital to hospital. And lastly, to each other, our colleagues and our fellow members, we leaned on one another for late night study sessions, cup of tea at 4 a.m., second opinions on tricky cases, and encouragement when things felt overwhelming. We reached this milestone together, and it was a team effort. Today is also a time to look forward. Our health service faces real challenges, but we must remember the enormous privilege we hold as physicians and as members of this college to care for patients, to shape our specialties, and to support the next generation. The college is its members. This is our college. I am proud to join it with you today, and I look forward to working together to safeguard the healthcare of people of Ireland. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mohammed, and just wonderful to hear your journey. So I'm now delighted to call on our President, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, to address you all.
You're nearly there to get to enjoy the rest of your evening. Tá fáilte mór roth an seo go dtí Coláiste Ríga Leis na HÉireann, and it's a real pleasure for me to be here welcoming you on behalf of the Platform Party to this ceremony today. And it is, as Aoife and Mohammed have said, and Joan, a really proud day for you, for your family and your friends. And last week we had Mary Robinson here, who became the 9th recipient of the Stern Medal. And John Stern is the gent sitting on the picture up there, and he was 30 when he founded the college. And Mary Robinson was an erudite, trailblazing pioneer, intellectually gifted, an absolutely inspiring and brave lady who embodied the qualities that we need to see in leaders in all aspects of society. And while to many of us she doesn't need much of an introduction, but to those of you who are now part of our global network of nearly 14,000 doctors, what she epitomised was the role model of a leader leading by example. And she gave us an interview last week that we will feature in our Luke's meeting in a couple of weeks in the middle of October, and it'll be on the website thereafter, and I would encourage you to have a look at it. But what she reminded me during that time was that in this building, we're in our ancestral home, and what she pointed out was, and if you were standing in the Graves Hall, the statues of William Stokes, Robert Graves, there's pictures or paintings and portraits of people like Kathleen Lynn and Dorothy Stopper Price. And like Mary Robinson, what those people did was they travelled. But they also practiced medicine in eras of war, famine, pandemics, and change. And in fact, in Ireland, in our own country, we've just left the famine behind literally only 125 years ago, and our own civil war. But what Mary Robinson reminded me of on Friday was that some things are constants over the centuries and around the world. And sadly, as we look around the world today, you would wish that humanitarian crises were a thing of the past. And absolutely, healthcare should never be a casualty of war, famine, or pandemics. And each of us knows colleagues, families, and friends who've been directly impacted by the ongoing conflicts and famine in their own home countries. And that loss of medical infrastructure the targeted attacks on healthcare workers, the suffering endured by innocent children, by women, men, and around the world, it weighs heavily on all of us, and often you can feel helpless. But as a college, there's a lot that we have done and we continue to do on the advocacy front and on the support front. But for today, our thoughts are with those who face life bravely, but with fear, terror, and devastation in their midst on a daily basis. So along with the many other things that we do in this college, I would invite you just for a moment to join in a moment of reflective silence in support and solidarity with each of those affected around the world. So just a couple of minutes of silence, a few seconds of silence, please. Thank you for that. I'm a geriatrician and a general physician, and over the course of my career, the day I got my membership is a day that really stands out for me. And Trevor has said this, and Aoife, even though it's just relatively recent, has said it as well. What I remember is the pride I felt, but I also remember thinking, as Mohammed said, I was done with exams. That wasn't quite the case. I did feel I had to nail my colours to the mast as to what I was going to do and the direction I would go in. But the one thing I knew now with the membership was the choice became mine. But I also remember how proud my parents were when they were with me that day in the building and how delighted they were to be at the conferring ceremony. So while today is absolutely about you and your achievement, it is also about those who've supported you along the way, whoever they are and wherever they are now. And today does mark a big milestone in your career. And as both Aoife and Mohammed and Trevor have said, it actually is hard-earned, but you should be justly proud of what you have done. In a very real and positive way, it will be your passion, your enthusiasm, and your interest in medicine that will sustain you throughout the career. But it'll also be your connection with this college and with each other and with your colleagues. And Mohammed and Aoife both refer to this, and how you avail of structured training and continuous professional development. That's what will empower you over the next 40 or so years of your career. As I said, John Stern founded the college in 1654 when he was 30, and he did it to do three things: to improve training, to improve patient care, and as a place for people to meet. And they're still all very relevant factors in the world today. We're the largest and oldest postgraduate training body in the college, in the country. There's paediatrics, occupational medicine, pathology, obstetrics and gynecology, public health, and the Institute of Medicine. And we've grown into a globally connected group of over 14, nearly 15,000 doctors. And you heard from Joan today, 285 people from 23 countries during the week have been conferred with their membership. So I think we really underestimate the impact we have globally and have valued the training of doctors that have trained in Ireland are when they go abroad. Practicing medicine in a changing world and modern medicine in a modern world is not without challenges. And it's important that we champion both core life, which is the science of medicine, and coram life, which is the care in medicine. They're essentially two sides of the same coin. And if you weave into the fabric of your practice, and I'm sure you can come up with a couple of other values, but if you weave in things like compassion, openness, kindness, empathy, and understanding for your patient and each other, you will be empowered to make a very big difference to the health and well-being of your patients, the healthcare systems you work in, and, as importantly, to yourselves. And they are values that cannot be replaced by computers and technology. You are the future clinician leaders who will shape healthcare service delivery over the next years and decades in this country and around the world. So be an active contributor. Become involved in the college. Medicine, as Mary Robinson pointed out to me, is essentially about leadership. And you might wonder what you can do to foster and be part of a growing movement like that. Well, you can decide yourself that you'll be considerate, collegial, and collaborative with the people you work with and the teams you work in. Really be the culture change that you want to see. Understand and accept during the course of your career that setbacks and disappointments may happen, be it exams or interviews or something with a patient. But understand as well that if you use and avail of the support around you, if you review things and learn from the experience, that'll make you a better person, a better doctor, and better at what you do. I was told once by a patient, be sure to stay curious. Stay curious about yourself, about your patients, and about those around you, and never underestimate the impact that one person can make. But you do have a duty yourself to look after yourself as well. So at some stage, don't be afraid to put yourself first. And finally, the last bit of advice I got from a lady that stuck with me over years was around career choice and what you do with your career. And she said, look after your own career. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. And I've struggled as I've thought about that, because sometimes you think you don't control your career very much. Sometimes you think you do, but it's something that needs constant work. So my invitation to you is sort of following on from Joan and Trevor and Aoife and Mohammed, and it's really get involved. Look after yourself and your own career. Equip yourself with the skills that will empower you to progress and lead health change, and do that by availing of the training programs and the continuous lifelong learning opportunities that you get during your time over your career. And while I said leadership is something, I mean, we can lead in all sorts of different ways, but if you don't want to be a front of house leader, for the want of a better word, it's really important that you support those that are doing it. Because if you're not going to lead, who are you expecting to do it for you? And if you're going to be knocking the people who are trying to move things on for you, they need your support too. I think that's really important. I think the other thing for us to remember is that we're constantly building on the shoulders of giants and people who have gone before us. And I mentioned a couple of the people already, but there's a man hanging on the wall outside there called Samuel Gordon. And Samuel Gordon did one really important, I probably thinks he did loads of really important things in his life, but 150 years ago or so, when he was president of this college, he brought in an act, or followed up on an act called the Enabling Act in 1877. And that act enabled women to practice as physicians and doctors. And this college was the first college, as a result of that act, to be able to get women practicing medicine around Europe. And I'm always interested in the difference between conflicts of interests and what drive you to make decisions and to get involved in things. But Samuel Gordon had 9 daughters. So I'm sure that had some influence on what he was doing. The other person who you'll see around here is a lady called Kathleen Lynn. Kathleen Lynn was a paediatrician, but she has a very interesting history and backstory, which is worth reading if you don't know about her. But among other things, she was one of the docs in the Civil War in I think it was the GPO, or in, which was it? 1916. But after she was released from prison, she was arrested, she channeled her energies into developing St. Ultan's, one of the first paediatric hospitals in this country. And she lived her career lived her life by the credo of be brave, be different, challenge conventional wisdom, but above all, collaborate. And that is a key message that Mary Robinson was talking to us about last week as well. But what Kathleen Lynn demonstrated is that it demonstrated the influence one person can have. One person can make a big difference. One person can positively affect a team and a culture. And if each of you leave this hall this evening, and obviously enjoy the reception and a dinner, but if each of you walk out into your careers and you have a positive contribution on the teams you're working with, that will have a ripple out effect. And that's leading. So after that sort of rallying call, I have a few important thank yous to say. I always know when I name people, I leave people out. So the people I really want to thank are the people I leave out. But firstly, I'd like to acknowledge all of the platform party here. They've all given up time from their busy jobs to be here with you today. They've all been through this, but they've all stepped into leadership positions in their profession and in their college. And on behalf of the officers of the college, I would like to thank them all for being here today. So thank you, guys. Exams can't happen without examiners and boards and consultants and doctors. So on the platform party today, we've Ona Coron from Pediatrics, Mary Higgins from the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department, who are the exam chairs. Vera Keatings was here during the week as well, from the Institute of Medicine. And then people like Dara Whelan, Louise Guyette, Dermot Burnock, and Marissa Prendergast. They're part of the college staff. We've over 170 of college staff working with us here. And they're completely dedicated and professional to the college's aims and aspirations. And we couldn't do what we do without them. So in the room today, we've got Isabella Gabriella, Dennis, and Gemma has stepped out, or Emma has stepped out. But just to say a big thank you to those and our CEO, Audrey Houlihan, for what they do for us. So thank you, guys. It's also a pleasure, and it's been said before already by Joan and by others, to say a warm Céad Míle Fáilte to those of your guests that you brought with you today. They're here. Some are sitting silently in the Shane room beside us. I know our new members would not be here without the constant support and encouragement that you have given them and continue to do. So on their behalf, and on behalf of everybody here in the college, a sincere thank you to those of you sitting in the cheap seats down at the back. At our core, the Royal College of Physicians provides the highest standard and quality of training, lifelong education, learning and advocacy over at least a 40-year career. And that translates into the best quality of care you can provide patients. And the future of our college depends completely on you, our new members. So be involved. As the years fly by, and they do fly by, the college can always be a reference point for your continued professional excellence as you deliver care to patients you look after and lead healthcare delivery. Over the course of your career, as you honour yourselves, as you honour your families, and as you honour our profession, I hope you fulfil your own dreams and your own ambitions. My congratulations to each one of you on getting your membership. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, President. And that completes the formal conferring ceremony of the College of Physicians of Ireland for membership today. The platform party are about to leave the room, and we will ask the new members to follow us. And we'll ask your guests to please remain seated for a little while here while we take group photographs out on the stairs. And then please join us in the Graves Hall for a reception. Thank you all very, very much.